People aren't willing to invest their hard-earned money on okay. People are willing to invest their hard-earned money on great or very good and not okay. So I'm about to make the biggest decision in my life, and I'm mad because nobody made my decision easy for me. I hate tough decisions, but I love no-brainers. Tilt the Kilt. You should never be a tough decision. You should be a no-brainer because your food is high quality, the service is phenomenal, and your Cassies are brilliant and they brighten up a room. So when those 4 guys are leaving the golf course, it's not a tough decision. It's a no-brainer. If I'm a tough decision as a motivational speaker, that's my fault. If you're not a no-brainer as a pub, that's your fault. Don't you blame corporate, don't you blame the weather, don't you blame the media report, don't you blame anybody. That is your fault if you are not a no-brainer. And one day, my luck changed. A coach walked into my house. His name was Clem Haskins from the University of Minnesota. He didn't have on a university-issue golf shirt. He walked into my house. 3-piece suit, fresh haircut. He looked like success, he looked like money. He looked like success, he looked like money. He looked like success, he looked like money. In other words, he passed the eyeball test. Let me tell you about human nature. The first time someone sets their eyes on you, they place a value on you. The second time they evaluate you is when you open up your mouth. So if you're not that smart, look real good and be real quiet. Human nature. The moment we set our eyes on someone, we place a value on them. My coach walked into the house, 3-piece suit, looked like success, he looked like money. Before he said a word, he had an advantage over the competition. When I come into a tilted kilt, make sure you pass the eyeball test. Make sure that bathroom passes the eyeball test. Make sure your Cassies pass the eyeball test. Make sure your curb appeal passes the eyeball test. We live in a visual world, and you gotta make sure that everything in the building, not just your Cassies, pass the eyeball test. My coach walked into the house, a total stranger, but he passed the eyeball test. He looked like somebody I wanted to follow, but he didn't stop there. He did not even acknowledge my presence. He went in the kitchen and started talking to my mom first. He found out my mother is a native of Kentucky. Clem Haskins is a native of Kentucky. He stood in that kitchen, and all he talked about was Kentucky. He didn't talk about playing time. He didn't talk about graduation rates. He didn't talk about cheeseburgers. He didn't talk about 25 tabs and draft. He didn't talk about what TV is my game on.